All right, well, thank you very much. And to get the meeting started, Board President Walt Christensen will bring the meeting to order.
Good afternoon, everybody. Want to welcome you to our 71st annual meeting, and we've got a heck of a good crowd here. It's great to see so many people show up to your annual meeting. At this time, I think we ought to give an applause to the kitchen help and the Buffalo FFA for a good job. Backstage here, there's some stage items, and anyway, I had a double dog dare from the Secretary Treasurer Phillip if I'd wear a mask out here, and I almost did because my wife told me, now lighten up there, don't be so serious, but I wanted everybody to know who I was, so I didn't want to bring a mask on. But anyway, I would like to appoint Steph Probilski as the recording secretary for this meeting. And at this time, I would introduce Mike Easley for the introductions of the dignitaries that are here.
Thanks, Walt. Hello, everybody. Wasn't that music great that we had earlier? Yeah. So you guys have met Walt. I think everybody knows Walt, but also with Walt today is his wife, Lana. So I don't know where she is. I can't see if you're out there, but welcome, Lana, and also Philip Habeck, who will be coming out a little bit later. His wife, Jeannie, is here with us as well. Ruben Rittaler is here. He's one of our directors from Weston County. Now you're going to give Ruben a big head. So. Paul Baker is with us as well, and his wife Kelly is accompanying him. Mike Losey and his wife Connie is here. Jim Bumpgartner is here, and his wife Shelley. Tom Davis is here with us as well. If you've seen a really tall guy walking around with a really short cowboy tagging along with him, that would be Jerry Geis and his grandson. Jerry's wife, Gwen, is also with us today, as also Pam Kinchin, one of our directors. So Pam. Wade Larson, his wife Allie, and their small children are here today as well. Accompanying us, one of our newer directors from Fergus Co-op in Lewistown, Mike Westelik, is here. And along with the usual cast of characters, you'll also get to the pleasure of seeing Mark Hughes out here in just a minute with his annual meeting joke, which has not been screened. We also have some other special and important guests that are joining us today, and I'd like to give these folks special recognition. Some of them are old friends that we haven't seen in a while. Some of them are new friends, but starting off with Kenny Knutson, past director, and his wife Elaine. With us today, we have some foundation directors, John Flocchini and Galen. John is the president of the foundation board. Very happy to have John and his team here. Also on the foundation board, Susie Berry is here with us. Kelly Little is also here. And a past director on the foundation board, Julie Swanda. I'm very happy to have Julie here. Moving to a different circle of folks, Sean Taylor is here from the Statewide Association. Sean. And I'm going to invite Sean up during the part of my CEO report. So just to give you, here's your warning, Sean. to give us a speech today, if you could do that. Can you prepare something between now and then? All right. Thanks, Sean. Robert Brockman and Don Smith are here from Wheatland Rural Electric Association, so we're pleased to have some of our co-op family here. Matt Avery with the Campbell County Commissioners is here, as is Rusty Bell and Mick Schober. We have the pleasure of a few politicians here with us today, but I don't hold that against them. Paul Brooks, the mayor of Sundance, is here with us today, as is Chris Shaw. So we have some folks from Basin. We've got Basin's video crew here taping the meeting and has done some video work for us. Those folks are here, and Matt Greek is part of the Basin executive staff, and he's representing Basin Electric Cooperative for us today. And then a tried and true friend of PRECorp and also co-op statewide, Bill Stafford, is here. Bill, are you, thanks for making it, and appreciate you being here. So with that, that is the conclusion of our guests and our board, and just more importantly, I just would like to thank each one of you who are members of Powder River. Obviously, we can't go through the membership list and introduce all of you. All 100 and almost 150 members, plus in addition to their friends and family, and we appreciate your coming to make this meeting possible. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. Mike will join us later for his CEO report. At this time, I'd like to have Loophole. He's our outhouse attorney, as opposed to in-house attorney, to announce whether we have a quorum.
And you wonder why I tell jokes about you all the time. I do have 2 or 3 jokes this year. They're pretty short. One of them, I'm going to pick on a few professions. One is my own, and then where's Joanne Kolb? Where is she? Would you stand up? Joanne is the new head of the accounting department at Powder River, and I have a joke about accountants. So there was this gal, middle-aged gal. She wasn't married. And she went to the doctor, and she was not feeling well. And she went to her doctor. Doctor examined her, took some tests, came back a few days later, and the doctor said, "Well, I've got some really bad news for you. You've got about 6 months to live." And the gal said, "Oh my God, what do I need to do?" And the doctor says, "Well, I think you need to marry an accountant." And she goes, "Well, will that help me live longer?" And the doctor said, "No, but it'll seem a lot longer." And where's Paul Baker? I need to see Paul. There he is. Would you stand up, Paul? Maybe you already did. Where's your wife? Lovely wife. Where's Kelly? Where is she? Stand up, Kelly, would you? There you go. I have a joke. I wasn't going to tell it about Lana and Walt, but I've told some jokes about Lana and Walt in the past, and they said, "If you do that again, you're going to get scalped." And I said, "Well, I don't know about that. I don't have a head to scalp anymore." But nonetheless, this isn't a true story, but I had to pick on somebody. So Paul and Kelly were at home one night, and they were, Paul was grousing around, saying, "I'm going to go down to the bar, honey." And Kelly was going, "Well, you always go down to the bar. You never stay home, for God's sake." And she was grousing at his his heels and biting at his, nipping at him. And he finally says, "Well, why don't you just come with me tonight?" And in a rare lapse of judgment, she said, "Okay." And so they went down to the bar, and they got there and bellied up to the bar. And Paul turned to her and said, "What would you like to drink?" And she goes, "Well, I'll have whatever you have." So he ordered 2 shots of Jack Daniels, and the bartender put them up there, and he grabbed his and just right down. He just sucked it right down. And Kelly got hers, and she goes, thinking that she was just as good as he was, and sucked it down and almost puked. And she goes, "Yuck, that is horrible. How do you stand that?" And Paul says, "Well, there you have it. And you thought I was down here just having fun all the time." And finally, there's this trial in the South. These 2 fairly young lawyers, but they're not real young, and they're in a jury trial, and the prosecutor calls his first witness, and it happened to be this gal, Mrs. Jones, and she was about 90 years old. he got her on the stand, and his first question was, well, what's your name, ma'am? And she goes, Mrs. Jones. And he says, well, do you know me? She goes, well, yeah, I know you. I know your family. I've known you for years. Your parents are great people. You're not quite so nice. I mean, you've been coddled all your life. You grew up with a silver spoon. You're lazy. You drink too much. And the prosecutor just standing there with kind of a grin on his face, and he says, well, do you know the defense attorney? Oh, yeah, I know him too. He's worse than you are. He drinks more than you do. He's cheated on his wife 3 times, one of whom is your wife, for God's sake. And and the judge taps his gavel, calls him up, and he says, if either of you idiots ask her if she knows me, you're going to the penitentiary. All right. So we do have it's my pleasure to announce we do have a quorum pursuant to Article 3, Section 4 of the bylaws. And notice is hereby given the 2016 annual membership meeting of Powder River Energy Corporation will be held in Buffalo at the Buffalo High School Commons and Auditorium on Saturday, August 27, 2016. Order of business at the annual meeting so far as possible. At all other meetings of members shall essentially be as follows. Report as to the number of members who are present in person in order to determine the existence of a quorum and the number of members represented by proxy. Reading of the notice of the meeting and proof of due publication or mailing thereof or waivers of notice of the meeting. Approval of unapproved minutes of previous meetings, presentation and consideration of all necessary reports of the corporation, election of directors, unfinished business, new business, and adjournment. Thank you very much.
I do have a short story to add to Mark's little comments. This guy and his wife have been married quite a long time, and she was a little bit against him going to a gentleman's club. And anyway, it was his birthday, and she'd been harping on him for a long time. And finally she says, honey, I'm going to give you something that you've been wanting a long time. I'm going to take you out to this gentleman's club. So anyway, they went downtown there and pulled up to this place. The doorman opened the door and says, hi, Bob. And anyway, this guy looked at him like, I don't know who you're talking to. And they went on inside and went up to the bar there. And anyway, the bartender asked the lady, what would you like to drink, ma'am? She ordered, you want the usual, Bob? And she looked at him accusing, like, you said you'd never been here before. Then this pole dancer came out there and says, you want the lap dance like you normally have, Bob? And anyway, the wife, she gets up and she storms out and hailed a cab. And anyway, Bob runs out after her and jumps in the cab behind her. And man, she really starts nipping on him. And anyway, the cab driver looked back and he said, boy, you really picked up a bitch this time, Bob. Has everybody picked up a copy of the corrected minutes at the front door today? And there was a little mistake in our Wren magazine, and anyway, it got corrected, and the guy that is responsible for it told me that he could come out here and give a 15-minute dissertation as to what happened, but he said that he would be happy to come out here and say, it's my fault. Hey, Tim. It was my fault. Tim does an outstanding job. So anyway, Tim, I want to thank you for your hard work and dedication. So, has everybody had a chance to peruse the minutes? And if so, is there a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? Is there a second? Been moved and seconded. Did we dispense with the reading of the minutes? Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. The ayes have it. The ayes are above the noes. Okay, our nominating committee. The nominating committees from Campbell County are Dave Daigle and Brent Gorman. Are they here? Anyway, those guys did a bang-up job getting the candidates to run for the board. Thank them. From Johnson County is Ed Faust and Nikki Taylor. Are they here? Thanks to those people. Randy Lewis and Keith Materia of Weston County. Well, I don't see them either. They must be, Randy could be playing golf. Okay, the candidates from Campbell County are Jerry Geis, Lee Eisenberger, and Steve Schrader. Would they stand up? Jerry. Thank you, guys. From Johnson County, we have Pam Kinchin is running for the board. I have Pam here. Oh, there you are. Thank you, Pam. From Weston County, we have Reuben Rittaller. Thanks, Reuben. Our election judges from Campbell County are Bob Vergnani and Charles Tweedy, and I think they already left the room. Johnson County is Robert Furnival and Tom Harlan. And from Weston County is Lloyd Davis and Bob Cowger. And anyway, thank you guys for being here. Has everybody had an opportunity to vote? I hereby declare the annual meeting election closed. We used to do something that would have been very clumsy, accomplish, I guess. We used to ask for nominations from the floor, and very seldom did we ever have one. And if we did have one, and everybody in this room had already voted, and then you decide, well, I'd like to change my vote, and then everybody would have had to leave the room and go to the ballot box and ask for their ballot to be removed so they could vote again. So the board this past year decided that they would just change the bylaws and remove that thing from the balloting. So anyway, I hope that meets everybody's approval anyway. It seems like it was going to be a little clumsy to continue on with that.